At dinner, my sister bragged, "I sold the apartment you bought for your daughter and got our parents a car." They cheered, saying, "Finally, a daughter who cares about us." I stayed silent. The next day, the buyer's lawyer called us panicking and screaming, "I sold the apartment you bought for your daughter and got mom and dad a car." My sister Lauren announced this at Sunday dinner, beaming like she'd just won Humanitarian of the Year. The table erupted in applause, actual applause, clapping, cheering. "Finally, a daughter who actually cares about us," Mom gushed, squeezing Lauren's hand across the table, eyes shining with pride. Dad nodded, raising his wine glass. "Your sister always thinks of family first. Always has. That's the kind of daughter we raised." I sat there at my parents' dining room table, fork frozen halfway to my mouth, roast chicken getting cold, the words not quite processing, not quite making sense. "What are you talking about?" I asked slowly, carefully, voice steady despite my heart starting to race. Lauren waved her hand dismissively, casual, like she'd just mentioned the weather. "That little studio apartment you put in my name for tax purposes a few years ago, remember? I sold it last week. Got a really great price, too, way over asking. The market's insane right now." She smiled at our parents. Mom and Dad needed a new car desperately. That old Honda was falling apart. So I thought, why let real estate just sit there empty when I could actually help the people who matter? My blood ran cold, ice in my veins, everything slowing down. 3 years ago, I'd bought a small studio apartment in a decent neighborhood, investment property, but not for me. For my daughter Emma, my 8-year-old daughter, who I'd been saving for since the day she was born. College fund, first apartment when she graduated, down payment on a house, whatever she needed, her future, her security. I'd put it in Lauren's name. Temporarily, because I was going through a brutal divorce at the time. My ex-husband was a nightmare, vindictive. His lawyer was trying to get his hands on everything I owned, every asset, every account, every property. My lawyer had suggested putting the apartment in someone else's name, someone I trusted, family, just until the divorce finalized, just to protect it. Lauren had agreed immediately, said of course, said she understood, said she'd never touch it. It was for Emma. We'd signed papers, made it legal, trust agreement. Everything documented. She knew exactly what that apartment was for, exactly who it belonged to, exactly why it existed. "That wasn't yours to sell," I said quietly. "Oh, don't be so dramatic," Mom cut in, annoyed already, like I was the problem. "Lauren did a wonderful thing, a generous thing. You make plenty of money at that fancy job of yours. You can buy another apartment. Mom and Dad needed help now." "Yeah," Lauren added, smirking at me across the table. That smile I'd seen my whole life. The one that said she'd won. "Besides, you're always so busy with work, traveling, meetings. I'm the one who actually helps Mom and Dad, visits every week, takes them to doctor appointments. This was the least I could do for them." Dad raised his glass higher. "To Lauren, our generous, thoughtful daughter." They all toasted, wine glasses clinking. Lauren, Mom, Dad, my brother-in-law silent but nodding along. My nephew and niece looking confused but clapping because the adults were clapping. Lauren caught my eye, shot me a triumphant look, pure satisfaction. She'd done this on purpose, deliberately. This wasn't about helping our parents. This was about winning, about proving she was the better daughter, about taking something that was mine. I set down my fork, excused myself quietly. Bathroom. Nobody noticed me leave. Too busy celebrating, too busy praising Lauren, too busy enjoying their new car that was parked in the driveway. Brand new Toyota Highlander, silver, leather interior, sunroof. I locked the bathroom door, pulled out my phone with shaking hands, called my lawyer. David answered on the second ring. "Sarah, everything okay? My sister sold the apartment, the one I bought for Emma, the one in her name." Silence. "Then, the trust property? She sold it without your consent?" "Yes. Just announced it at family dinner, like it was some charitable act. Bought my parents a car with the money." "Jesus. Okay. Do you still have the trust agreement? The original contract stating she was holding it in your daughter's name? Every page, signed by both of us, notarized, in my safe at home." "Then we have options. Very good options. This is breach of trust at minimum, possibly fraud depending on how she represented the sale." "What do I do?" "Nothing tonight. Don't react. Don't argue. Go back to dinner. Act normal. Tomorrow morning, bring me every document you have, every text message where she acknowledged the apartment's purpose, every email, everything." I took a breath. "Okay, Sarah, this is going to be okay." She made a massive mistake. I washed my hands, fixed my face, went back to the table. Lauren was still holding court, telling everyone about the sale, how she'd negotiated, how the buyers had been desperate, how she'd played hardball and gotten top dollar. "How much did you get for it?" I asked. Voice casual, curious, normal. $340,000, she said proudly, preening. "Can you believe it? You only paid like $280,000 3 years ago. Buyer paid all cash. We closed in 2 weeks. Fastest sale my realtor had ever seen." "Wow, that's really impressive, Lauren." She smiled wider. eating up the praise. I've always been good at negotiating. It's a skill. I smiled back, took another bite of chicken, made small talk, complimented the car, asked about features, let them bask in their victory, finished dinner, hugged everyone, goodbye, drove home. Emma was at her dad's house this weekend, custody schedule, which meant I could handle this without her seeing me fall apart. I went straight to my home office, pulled out the fireproof safe. The trust agreement was right where I'd left it 3 years ago. 6 pages, legal language, clear terms. Lauren Michelle Hartley agrees to hold the property located at 847 Maple Street, Unit 3B, in trust for the benefit of Emma Grace Chen, minor child of Sarah Chen. The property shall be transferred to Emma Grace Chen upon her 25th birthday, or sooner at Sarah Chen's discretion. Lauren Michelle Hartley has no ownership interest in said property and agrees not to encumber, sell, or transfer the property without written consent of Sarah Chen. Both are signatures, notary seal, dated 3 years ago. I scanned every page, emailed them to David, then I went through my phone, found every text message where Lauren had acknowledged the apartment. Thanks for trusting me with Emma's apartment. I'll take good care of it. Got the property tax bill for Emma's place. Should I forward it to you? Just had a plumber fix the leak at E's apartment, sending you the receipt. Screenshot after screenshot, years of evidence, all proving she knew exactly what that apartment was and who it belonged to. Sent it all to David. He called back an hour later, 10 p.m. Late for him, but he'd clearly been reviewing everything immediately. This is fraud, Sarah. Clear-cut breach of fiduciary duty. She was acting as trustee. She violated that trust. We can file criminal charges if you want to go that route. What happens if we go criminal? She could face jail time, fines, restitution, but it's a longer process. Messier. What about civil? Faster. We sue for breach of trust, fraud, and conversion of assets. Demand she return the full $340,000 plus damages, plus legal fees. We'll get a judgment, and if she can't pay, we can go after her assets, garnish wages, put liens on her house, whatever it takes. Let's start civil. I want my daughter's money back, not my sister in prison. I'll draft the complaint tonight. We'll file first thing Monday morning. I barely slept that night. Too angry, too betrayed, too focused on what came next. Monday morning at 9 a.m., David's office served Lauren with a cease and desist letter via certified mail and email. Demanded she return the full $340,000 immediately within 72 hours, or face a lawsuit for breach of trust, fraud, conversion of assets, and emotional distress. Lauren called me at 10:30 a.m., screaming, hysterical. You're suing me? You're actually suing me? Over an apartment? Are you fucking insane? You stole from your niece. I didn't steal anything. It was in my name, legally. I had every right to sell it. You held it in trust for Emma. We had a legal agreement. You signed it. You acknowledged it in dozens of text messages. You know this, Lauren. Mom and Dad needed help. Their car was dying. What was I supposed to do? Help them with your own money, not my daughter's future. You're a fucking psycho. You're tearing this family apart over money. No. You tore this family apart when you betrayed your niece's trust, when you sold her security to buy our parents a car they didn't even need. Didn't need? Dad's car had 200,000 miles. Then he could have bought a used car for $15,000, not $60,000. She hung up on me. That evening, Mom called, voice tight with anger. How could you do this to your sister? She was trying to help us, to do something good, and you're destroying her over it. By stealing from Emma? It's not stealing if the property was in her name. Actually, Mom, it is. She was a trustee. She violated that trust. Ask a lawyer. Oh wait, you don't need to. My lawyer already explained it to her lawyer. You're being vindictive, cruel. This isn't the daughter I raised. Good. The daughter you raised would have let Lauren walk all over her. I hung up. Dad tried next. 20 minutes later. You're going to tear this family apart, destroy your relationship with your sister, with us, all over money. Is that really what you want? No, Dad. Lauren destroyed this family when she stole from her 8-year-old niece, when she decided her ego and your car were more important than Emma's future. I'm just holding her accountable. We'll have to return the car. Your mother and I will be humiliated. Everyone will know what happened. Good. You should be embarrassed. You're celebrating your daughter stealing from your granddaughter. Silence. Then he hung up too. 2 days later, Wednesday morning, Lauren called from her lawyer's office. I could hear other voices in the background, professional voices, her lawyer probably, maybe multiple lawyers. They're saying I could face criminal charges, her voice shaking, panicked, that I committed fraud, breach of fiduciary duty, that I could be arrested. This is insane, Sarah. This is completely insane. Return the money, all of it, by Friday, close of business. I can't. I already spent it. The car was $60,000. I put $50,000 toward my mortgage. I used $30,000 to pay off my credit cards. I renovated my kitchen with $20,000. The rest went to taxes and closing costs. It's gone. Then you have a very serious problem, Lauren. How can you do this to me? I'm your sister. How could you steal from your niece? She's your family too. She was crying now. Please, please don't do this. We can work something out. I'll pay you back slowly. Monthly payments, whatever you want. Just don't sue me. You have until Friday, $340,000, full amount, or the lawsuit gets filed Monday morning. Thursday morning, my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Miss Chen, this is Robert Morrison. I'm an attorney representing the couple who purchased the property at 847 Maple Street, Unit 3B, from your sister Lauren Hartley. My heart stopped. Yes? We have a very serious problem. Your sister never disclosed the trust agreement, never mentioned that she didn't actually have ownership rights to sell the property. My clients paid $340,000 cash for an apartment they now cannot legally take possession of. I see. They want out of this deal immediately. They're threatening to sue Miss Hartley for fraudulent misrepresentation, breach of contract, and damages. We're talking the purchase price plus legal fees plus additional damages, potentially $500,000 or more. That's between them and my sister. Miss Chen, I'm calling as a courtesy. If you and I can work together, we might be able to resolve this without multiple lawsuits that benefit no one except the lawyers. I'm listening. My clients want their $340,000 back. You want the apartment back. What if we structure an agreement where the sale is voided? Property reverts to you properly this time, in your name, and Miss Hartley pays all legal fees plus penalties for the trouble she's caused everyone. How much in penalties? My clients are thinking $50,000 for their trouble, their moving expenses, the mortgage they took out in anticipation, the apartment they gave up to buy this one, the emotional distress. And what about my daughter? She's 8 years old. Her college fund was stolen by her aunt. What about her emotional distress? Pause. What number did you have in mind? $100,000 to Emma for breach of trust, for the betrayal, for having to learn that family isn't always safe. Another pause. Let me talk to my clients. I'll call you back within an hour. He called back 45 minutes later. They'll agree. $150,000 total in penalties. $50,000 to them. $100,000 to your daughter, plus all legal fees, yours, mine, and theirs. Property reverts to you immediately. Your sister signs everything tomorrow. Deal? Deal. Send me the paperwork. Friday afternoon, I got a call from David. The buyer's attorney just contacted me directly. They've reached a settlement with Lauren. Papers are being signed now. The apartment reverts to your name by Monday. Lauren is liable for $150,000 in penalties, plus approximately $30,000 in legal fees. Total damage to her, $180,000. Does she have it? Not even close. She'll be making payments for years. We'll structure it as a judgment. If she misses payments, we can garnish her wages, put liens on her property, seize assets. She's going to feel this for a very long time. That Sunday, there was an emergency family dinner. Mom's text had been brief. Family meeting. Everyone must attend. 5 p.m. Important. I arrived exactly at 5. Lauren's car was already there. So was her husband's. My parents, my brothers. Everyone was sitting in the living room when I walked in. Not the dining room. This wasn't a meal. This was an intervention. Lauren sat on the couch, face pale, eyes red from crying, defeated in a way I'd never seen her before. Mom and Dad flanked her on either side, protective. My brother sat in the armchair, quiet, observing. Sit down, Mom said. Not warm, not welcoming. An order. I sat across from them, calm, composed. Lauren stared at her hands, whispered. The buyer is demanding everything back. The full $340,000. Plus, I owe you $100,000 for Emma. Plus, another $50,000 to the buyers. Plus legal fees. My lawyer says I have no defense, that I'll lose everything if I fight it. Mom started to say something, probably to defend Lauren, probably to blame me. No, I said firmly, cutting her off before she could start. She stole from Emma, from an 8-year-old child, her own niece. This is the consequence. Dad tried the guilt angle, voice tired, defeated. We'll have to return the car. Your mother and I will be humiliated. Everyone will know what happened. What Lauren did. You should be embarrassed. You're complicit. You accepted stolen property. You celebrated it. We didn't know. Mom protested. Yes, you did. You knew I bought that apartment for Emma. I told you 3 years ago. You knew exactly what it was for. You just chose not to ask questions when Lauren handed you the keys to a new car. Lauren's hands were shaking. I don't have $150,000 plus legal fees. I don't have anywhere close to that. Then, I guess you'll be making payments for the next decade. Maybe longer, depending on the interest. My credit will be destroyed. We might lose our house. I might have to declare bankruptcy. You should have thought about that before you committed fraud. My brother finally spoke. Sarah, come on. She made a mistake. Can't we work something out, family? She didn't make a mistake. She made a choice, a deliberate choice to betray her niece, to steal from a child. And now she's facing the consequences of that choice. I stood up, grabbed my purse from the chair beside me. Oh, and Lauren, for the record, the next time you want to help mom and dad, use your own money, not your niece's future. I walked toward the door. Mom was crying now, loud, dramatic sobs. Dad sat there with his head in his hands. My brother looked away. Lauren's voice, small and broken. I'm sorry. I stopped, turned back. You're not sorry. You did it. You're sorry you got caught. There's a difference. I walked out, down the front steps, to my car, got in, started the engine. My phone buzzed. Text from David. Paperwork filed with the court. Apartment transfers back to your name Monday morning. Lauren has 30 days to make the first payment of $2,500. Then $2,500 monthly for the next 5 years. If she misses one payment, we accelerate the full judgment and go after her assets. I pulled out of the driveway, drove home, where Emma would be waiting, home from her dad's house. When I walked in, she was on the couch watching TV, looked up at me, smiled. Hi, Mom. How was Grandma's? I sat next to her, pulled her close. It was fine, baby. Everything's fine, and I have good news. Remember that apartment Mommy bought for you? For college? The one Aunt Lauren was watching? Yeah, well, it's back in Mommy's name now. Safe. For you. Like it was always supposed to be. She hugged me. Okay, can we watch this together? Sure, baby. Sure. We sat there together, watching her show. My daughter safe, her future secured, justice served, and I didn't feel bad about it at all.